Hi, welcome to Commonly Asked Questions for Rookies, Episode 2. Now, one of the most common questions aspiring agents have always been asking me consistently. There are so many agencies out there, so many teams all claiming to be the best. How do I know which one is really the best and which one should I actually join? Now, this is what we are attempting to answer today. Now, for a start, please come into this industry with the right expectation. Essentially, being an agent means you will be a business owner. Now, being a business owner, it is expected for you to have some startup capital initially. Now, this startup capital is expected to be spent on things like marketing your business, marketing your products and services. Now, essentially, as a business owner, part of the job is also to find the right people to work with. Now, these people should come together to bring about mutual benefits and at the same time who will be able to help you grow as well. Like how any business starts, we need to first think about what we will potentially be good at. Now, some agents, new ones, they will come to tell me something like this: I want to do everything and anything that actually comes in my way. Well, technically that's not a bad mindset, but likely you're going to see that successful agents usually are often focused on one or two products that are extremely good at. Some will say that I want to focus on landed properties because I already live in one. Some others will say that I want to focus on new launch properties because this is what is driving the market and this is where developers are actually paying very high commissions. Some will say that they want to do it on a part-time basis and they would like to retain some flexibility in hours and commitment they spend in real estate. In this case, they may choose to focus on resale properties. Now, other people may say something like this: I have very limited budget. I need to close my first deal ASAP. Now, with this, probably the strategy to get quick closing would be rental properties. Perhaps these are some key questions that you should be asking yourself in order to help you find some of these answers. First question, how much capital do you have? And how long do you think it will likely last you? Secondly, how many hours are you expected yourself to be committed in this real estate business? The third question, what categories of properties would you be interested in, or do you think you'll be potentially good at? Based on the answers earlier, you can then select the agencies accordingly. One that will be able to provide you with the platform that is most likely going to allow you to achieve your goals. In Singapore, as of 2021, there are more than 1,000 licensed agencies. Out of this, only 5 have more than 500 agents under them. Now, this doesn't mean that you should be joining the largest agency or that you should be avoiding any small agencies. But this would be able to help to provide you with some answers which may be the right agencies for you. For example, if you want to focus on new launch properties, then it makes sense for you to join the larger agencies because developers will likely appoint large agencies just to achieve that outreach. Large agencies are always involved in major launches in Singapore. On the other hand, if what you're interested is to focus on niche market, for example, to market good class bungalows, or perhaps to reach out to certain categories of overseas buyers such as maybe Chinese buyers, American buyers, or maybe even you would like to learn how to do collective sale. In this case, perhaps even the smaller agencies would be able to serve your purpose because the smaller ones usually would have a niche of their own and has got niche expertise and penetrations to reach these particular target markets. Your team leader or your team members are the people who will be working very closely with you. They will be the one who will be providing you with help and support in your venture. This support is going to be the most important things in your rookie years. Now, I've heard so many stories that new agents, they quit after 2 years. Now, that's because after 2 years, they really couldn't clinch any deals on their own, and they were left with no help or support from their teams or team leaders. Now, some I've even heard that team leaders even left the industry, totally leaving them in the lurch. Now, while we can't control what your team leader does to pursue their own individual endeavors, but we can try to minimize the chances where you will be left totally alone and helpless in this industry. Remember, when you join a team or select a team leader, essentially you're trying to find people whom you can work that in a way that is mutually beneficial for each other. So I would suggest for you to sit down with a few people from different industries to talk to them first before deciding. Now, the point of this chat is for you to understand a little bit further whether or not this person could be a right fit for you. Now, some of these key questions that you can probably ask. How many people are there in this team? Is there any ways that this team comes together to work together or to collaborate in any ways? Or you can even ask questions like if there is any communication structures existing within the team today. This will help to answer crucial questions, whether there will be other people whom you can rely on for advice or help in the event if your team leader, him or herself, is unavailable. You're going to realize as you close your first few deals on the ground that you're going to need a lot of support. Now, this means you will need people who are immediately available for you to talk over a phone call or maybe text to answer some of these questions quite urgently before you enter into actual transaction. The best bet for support is when you have multiple people whom you can rely on. The next set of questions you can probably ask would be if there are any training opportunities either on the team level or in the agency level. And also to ask questions such as why did the team leader decide to set up his own team? Now, you will realize after your registration, even once you successfully become a salesperson ultimately, you will need to constantly keep yourself abreast of market changes and things like updates in policies, etc. Although CEA has got CPD requirements every year for agents to keep ourselves abreast, but 3 courses a year is hardly sufficient. To maintain on the top of the game, a lot of agents who actually succeed usually have got one consistent factor, that they have access to constant mentoring, coaching, or training opportunities. Now, you should listen very carefully how these persons answer the question why he decided to set up the team. Why team leaders recruit is going to be amplified into their actions and also the approaches towards team building. There are some team leaders who recruit merely for the sake of fitting in the numbers. To them, recruitment is also a number game. The more they recruit, maybe 1 or 2 may become star agents and they could benefit from that. Usually, some of these telltale traits would be these guys are probably very interested and occupied with their own sales only. Now, with that, they may have very little or even no structures at all as to how they manage the team. And sometimes they may even give you answers to brush you off, such as, "Don't worry, you can always call me." Now, without giving specific examples or past case experience, that can probably just be brushing you off. Some would say something like, "Me and my team will meet up on a weekly or a monthly basis to discuss if the team has got any problems." Now, others may tell you that they have plans to sit down for a goal settings review session with each of their individual agents. Now, these seemingly are small, simple structures, but it definitely shows signs of genuine interest in team building and genuine interest in how the agents are actually flaring in the industry. The next set of questions you can probably ask would be, how many years have you been in this industry already? And since when did you start setting up your team? These questions will help you to suss out whether this person that you're talking to has got genuine interest himself in the industry, whether or not he or she is going to stay here for long term. and whether this person has got experience in leading and coaching his downlines. Of course, at the end of the day, what is more important after this chat is for you to have a chance to interact with the person so that you can have a personal feeling to suss out whether this person is somebody whom you can be potentially working with and whether you two people are going to be good fit for each other. Some team leader loves to pep talk every morning, every week, every month, while some others may lead more quietly. Some have a bit more structure, while some are more free-rein. And some others may prefer hand-holding methods to bring you through transactions, while some will prefer to coach you through experience. Now, no matter whatever is the style that you choose ultimately will depend on you. What is the style that is most comfortable for you? Now, with that, hopefully you have more clarity as to which agency and which team will be the best for you and how to go about selecting them. Good luck and see you next time.